Playing with triangles is a lot of fun with the QuiltSandwich app because it comes with a set of triangle calculators that you can use in your design process to verify cutting measurements or just to play around with different shapes and sizes. To access the triangle calculators, tap the Help and Utilities button on the home screen. Tap the Triangle Calculator button, and you are taken to the triangle page. Up at the top of the triangle page, you will see 3 buttons that are in blue. Tapping on these buttons will take you to the specific triangle calculators for custom triangles, half square triangles, including corner triangles for diagonal point settings, quarter square triangles, and also side setting triangles are contained within the quarter square button. In the middle of the page, you will see a diagram that just gives you a reference point for how corner and side setting triangles work, because it can be a little confusing as to how the pieces come together in terms of where you would need to place them and what they're named. And then below the diagram is a listing of the icons that are used in the Yardage Calculator to just kind of help you remember what the different symbols are for. Half square triangles use the length and the width measurement of a square block. Those are highlighted in bold black line. The quarter square triangles are highlighted with the outside edge of the triangle highlighted in black. Corner triangles use the diagonal of a half square triangle, so you'll see that line bolded. And then side setting triangles use the arrow of the triangle for blocks on point, and you'll see that highlighted too. And then custom triangles are used for right angle triangles that are typically derived from a rectangle. And you can see from the bold line of what dimension the calculator is looking for when you are trying to determine yardage for a custom right triangle. Let's go back up to the top of the screen and take a look at the Custom Triangle Calculator. So I'm going to tap on the Custom Triangle Calculator button, and I am taken to the Custom Triangle Calculator. Over on the left-hand side of the screen, you will see 2 basic categories. One is the cut size and one is the finish size, and the lines are color-coded to the dimensions on the drawing. So as you change the finished width with the slider on the bottom of the screen, you will see the triangle change, but you'll also see that the finished width of the triangle is now 8 inches over in the left-hand side, and you'll see that the calculator is telling you that you need to cut your triangle 9 3/4 by 3 5/8 inches. To change the dimensions, you can use the sliders as I just did. You can tap in the entry area and use the keyboard to change your dimensions. Or you can tap on the slider, either the far right arrow to increase it or the far left arrow to decrease it. Now notice on the custom triangle you can change the width and the length. The length is designated by the green line in the drawing, and you can also change the seam line. Where appropriate on the triangle calculators, you can change either the width or the length, and you can always change the seam allowance. So depending upon the needs of your project, you can customize the yardage calculations or the piece sizes to what you need for your particular quilt. To go back to the triangle calculator, just tap triangles in the top left-hand corner. The next one I want to show you is the half square triangle calculator, and this is used for common half square triangles in quilts, but also for corner triangles. So let's take a look at how that works. Half square triangles use the green lines that are highlighted on the diagram. And you will see that there are 2 choices at the bottom of the screen. You can choose a half square triangle or you can choose a corner square triangle. The half square triangle uses the green lines, like I said, the length and the width, but let's look at what happens with the corner square triangle. On the corner triangle, what is important is the pink line because it's the diagonal that's important, and you can see that because the calculator is asking you to change the dimension for the finished block on point size, and by sliding it on the slider, you can see how your dimension is changing. So all you need to do is figure out what your finished block size is, and you can jump on over to the triangle calculator and figure out how large to cut your square to get the diagonal that you need. To go back to triangles, just tap triangles. And then the last one I want to show you is the quarter square triangles. Quarter square triangles are used for typical quarter square triangle patterns, but also for side setting triangles. So let's take a look at those. So again, your drawing is the same. Your colored lines correspond with the finished sizes and are color coded to the dimensions that you are changing. The quarter square calculator comes in defaulting to the quarter square setting, but if you want to look at side setting triangles, tap the side setting button. And you can see the measurement that's important is the green finished block on point size and those angles that are important to determine the appropriate size of the square that you need to cut. And again, like in all of the calculators, you can adjust your seam size to be exactly what you need it to be. To go back to the calculators, just tap triangles. So that's it for the triangle calculators. They are very, very powerful tools that help you really understand how the yardage calculator is determining the cut size of the block. So if you're ever in doubt, just come on over to the triangle calculator and you can see how the yardage calculator determined its measurements. And it's kind of fun to play with different shapes with the custom triangles as you work through more complicated quilt designs. If you have any questions about the triangle calculator or the QuiltSandwich app, you can always get a hold of us by going to our website, QuiltSandwichApp.com.